And good Friday morning to you. Erin McCarty here. Robert will be back on Monday. Dan KEEL is here.
Good morning.
Matt Parker is at the command center. Already got him hard at work this morning. This hour, if you missed our conversation yesterday with Bossier Superintendent Scott Smith, we're going to replay that at 6:40 this morning. Talked about the case of the video voyeurism a little bit, and he also talked about concerns teachers have, and there was a big item on the agenda last night, so he'll kind of update us on that, kind of give us a rundown on what the issue is. Also, a little upset, the sheriff is a little upset today about how much money he is not getting from criminal justice reform efforts. We'll have that. A lot of candidates will be coming in today, too. We're going to have some of the candidates from District D wandering through. And, of course, I am not well today. I have Mega Millions fever, so I'm just giving you a heads up about that. Got a lot to do to talk about that. And life expectancies, the numbers are changing, and some of the data is kind of surprising. Going to be talking about that this morning as well. Tim Fletcher's got a look at sports, lots of big games this weekend, and we'll have traffic and weather together. It's all on the way right here on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
SPD will no longer host prayer vigils. Matt Parker has that.
The Shreveport Police Department has announced they will no longer host or promote prayer vigils. The move comes after Chief Alan Crump received a letter from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. The foundation, also involved in the suit of the Bossier school system, says that by promoting Christianity, the department is alienating a lot of citizens, and a law enforcement agency should avoid anything that appears to create bias towards any one group of people. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
A Caddo grand jury says 2 Shreveport police officers were justified when they shot and killed an auto theft suspect. Officers Cody Walsworth and Gregory Washington both fired shot at and killed Michael Ducote after a car chase back in August. Ducote was armed when police contacted him, and he allegedly attempted to run the officers over shortly before the shots were fired. Caddo Sheriff Steve Prater disappointed his agency won't be getting more of the money from the savings from criminal justice reform efforts.
Supposed to have been 912, but in fact, we didn't even get that. We didn't get the 912. We got 537,000, and of that 537,000, 388,000 went to United Way.
Prater says he is getting $50,000 for computers for a training program for inmates who are about to be released. Parents are outraged about the actions of a Bossier Parish teacher who's accused of video voyeurism. We asked Superintendent Scott Smith about the case.
It's allegedly happened at school, and my understanding is that the charge is video voyeurism at this time, but I know that there's an investigation still going on.
The teacher, Aubrey Norcross, has been placed on leave without pay. Some parents say similar accusations were leveled against Norcross a couple of years ago, but he was never charged. Smith, though, says he's not aware of anything of this nature happening before. Bossier police trying to find the robber or robbers who held up the Raceway gas station on Old Minden Road twice in 5 days. The first robbery happened on October 8th. There was another one on October 13th. You can see the suspects online at KeelNews.com. 2 people were killed Wednesday night in a car crash on Highway 80. According to Caddo deputies, a Toyota RAV4 was trying to pass a pickup truck when they collided head-on with a Pontiac Vibe. A passenger in each vehicle died in that crash. The Mega Millions jackpot for tonight, it's almost $1 billion, and lots of folks are getting in on office pools to try to win. Lottery lawyer Jason Kirkland says before you put in for the office pool, though, you need to cover yourself legally by getting written consent and documenting everything to prevent a potential nightmare if you do end up winning.
People need to make photocopies of the tickets, send it around to everyone in the pool, and that really protects the person buying it and the rest of the pools.
Tonight's drawing is at 10 p.m. Election officials and federal cybersecurity agents are touting improved collaboration aimed at confronting and deterring efforts to tamper with elections ahead of the November midterms. Fifth-ranked LSU hosts number 22 Mississippi State tomorrow night, but could the Tigers be ripe for a letdown after the big win over Georgia? Tigers running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire says they will have a lot to prove.
Even being ranked 5, we still understand that we're going to be called the underdog, and people are going to talk about LSU because we are always the people to talk about. I mean, why not talk about LSU? So being able to go out there and have a chip on our shoulder and keep this train moving is something very special.
Kickoff is at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. You can hear the game on AM 1130 The Tiger. A guy in Virginia has a bizarre habit. He broke into a shoe store and swiped a pile of shoes. Problem is, he took the display shoes, so he only got shoes for the right foot. And no, this is not a one-legged man. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. .101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here's Roland Ruby.
Everything's still looking all nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Green Acres Boulevard. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettigan, the Weather Channel.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert is off. He'll be back Monday. Dan Keel is here.
Good morning.
Maddie Parker is here as well. Thank you for doing all you're doing today. You're
just shut up and give me my money.
Mediocre is at best. Scott Smith, the superintendent in Bossier Parish. We're going to replay our interview from yesterday, and I'll remind you, it was yesterday prior to last night's meeting, so he's talking about like tonight's meeting and such, because teachers are a little upset about this little bonus they were going to get for good attendance. And he's also going to talk about the case of Aubrey Norcross, the teacher who's on leave without pay after he was arrested on video voyeurism charge. We'll talk more about that throughout the morning. But our conversation with Scott is coming up at 6:40. You can always text us, by the way, on the Shreveport Security Systems text line.
318-392-1884.
We may read your text. You never know. Right now, I was vaguely listening to something about life expectancy. And, you know, in my dumb American brain, I thought, oh, we're probably near the top of this list. We're nowhere near the top of this list. Japan's fallen.
They're going to fall according to the projections.
Yeah.
That's how vaguely you were listening to it.
We're like, what number is the U.S. now on this list?
Like 63rd or something.
Our life expectancy in the United States is what now?
79.8. You know, we're all dying young now.
We're not even going to make... I thought by the time I was closing in on those ages, we would be closing in on 85, 90.
Now, that's an average.
But that's not happening.
No, and they say the projection is like 1.1 year longer.
This year, I'm going to post the story online at keelnews.com, Spain has overtaken Japan. Japan's been number one on this for a long, long time.
Yeah,
and
Japan.
now Spain is number one.
This is the projected. What's the year of the projection, Matt?
2040.
Mm-hmm. By 2040, Spain will be number one.
Mm-hmm. With a life expectancy of 85.8 years. And what is Japan's gone to?
Let's see
they
here.
Dropped to number 2, don't
85.7.
Do you have the top 10 in front of you?
I have the top couple. It's Spain's number 1 at 85.8, Japan's number 2 at 85.7, Singapore's third at 85.4, and Switzerland's number 5 was the 85.2.
So that's 22 years from now. Is that projection?
Yeah.
So I'll already be over the numbers.
You'll be dead.
No, I'll either be statistically dead or having a great time.
And I was looking into a little bit of this, and one of the things they cite as a reason the life expectancy is better in some of these countries is the Mediterranean diet. We know, fruits and veggies and lack of and not meat. But then I got to thinking, Americans, there's a lot of Americans who are very health conscious and eat very strict. But then there's a lot of us who don't. And it has a lot to do with the averages in the country. We have a lot of obesity in our country.
Well, we have a lot of people from other ethnicities who are still practicing like the Asian diet, Asians who still eat Asian.
Right.
And we have people who eat mid-American Caucasian.
Right.
And some of us, have German ancestry, and we're big old boys.
Yeah. Let me read this quote from the Lancet. Life expectancy in the U.S. has dropped in each of the past 2 years, according to reports by the National Center for Health Statistics, representing the first multi-year drop since 1962 and 63. Shame on us.
I'm just going to eat a lot of fresh vegetables and drink water after I leave here.
I'm really upset by this.
Matt has a good point, though.
Who cares? If you lived to 80 and it's a miserable 80 years, why the hell would you want to live that long? I just rather live to 60, have a great, time, enjoy myself, and then go out instead of suffering with dementia and having to be taken care of. Enjoy your time. If you live to 90 and it's horrible, what's the point?
Well, but you see these videos of these Japanese guys in their 80s still running marathons. And,
yeah.
I mean, that's an active, healthy, fun life, I would think.
And then you see people from China who are miserable. I mean, it goes both ways.
But, China was one of many countries. There were like 59 countries in this report who now surpass a life expectancy of 80.
Does that count dissidents?
And we're not on that list. We're not among the 59 countries that are going to reach 80.
Does it make you want to eat celery stalks and run around the building?
No, nothing does
it
that.
make you want donut sticks instead of celery stalks?
Yeah, donut sticks is what I want.
There we go.
But you know, that's a personal problem for me.
But we're fat, dumb, and happy Americans. We like it this way.
Yeah, but I'd like to live into my 80s.
No, you think you'd like to live into your 80s.
But I don't.
What if you got there and you were just horrible? Like,
and you're miserable?
You couldn't move. You couldn't walk.
What if you had
things are terrible?
Yeah, you couldn't breathe. You couldn't move
but
around.
But what if I could make changes now at my age that would make it more palatable when I'm in my 80s?
Look, life's a crapshoot. Sometimes it comes out good. Sometimes it comes out bad. There's not a whole hell of a lot you can do about it, no matter what you think or you read. It's just like those stupid health reports. Ooh, eggs are bad this week, and then 2 weeks later, well, the protein in eggs will help you live a longer, fulfilling life. They don't know. They're making this crap up, and people are eating it up.
Stop
it's true.
It.
They have
Stop
no
it.
idea. Just live your life. Enjoy it while you can.
Eat some steak.
Eat steak. Drink
Top
whiskey.
them off with Doritos, whatever.
Whatever you want. It's your life. Live it the way you want to.
No.
Don't listen to some jackass who's got some letters behind his name.
Matt, you can extend your life by being healthy.
An extended life isn't always a good thing. That's all I'm saying.
Quality, not quantity, is what he's talking
he's
about.
He's just a curmudgeon. Sorry.
Well, he's got a good point, though. Quality is a whole lot better than quantity.
You got a point. You got a point about that. Absolutely. 1017 FM 710 Keel. Here is the elderly Reuben.
Starting things off looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school. But look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettigan, the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM 710 Keel. Here is Timmy.
Good morning from the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Evangel swarm Bird at Lee Hedges Stadium Thursday night, 42-7 to remain unbeaten in District 1 5A play. The Eagles were up 35-zip at halftime and scored touchdowns on their first 6 possessions to leave little doubt on who rules the roost in 1 5A. Benton held on for their 3rd straight nail-biting win, handling Huntington 14-12 at Independence Stadium. The NFL work week got started. Denver had 2 pick sixes in the first quarter off Cardinal rookie quarterback Josh Rosen to set up a dominant 45-10 win in Arizona. In addition, Emmanuel Sanders threw and caught a touchdown pass to move the Broncos to 3-4 overall and drop the Cardinals to 1-6. Boston swept through the Astros in Houston after splitting a pair at Fenway Park, winning 3 straight games in Minute Maid Park, capped by a 4-1 win last night to win the American League Championship. David Price threw 6 shutout innings and got the win, and Raffy Devers cracked a 3-run homer to oust the defending World Series champs. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. Dan Keel is here with me today.
Good morning.
Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you.
Got a text from Sheriff Prater yesterday. He was out, when the governor was here on Wednesday. He went out, they did a big news conference talking about the Criminal Justice Reinvestment Act, which he's been highly critical of, and the savings, and about $912,000 is, the governor says, is coming back to our area to be spent in a variety of ways. The sheriff takes issue with some of those points that the governor apparently made and says we're really not getting as much as we were promised. Matt, I know you did a little bit of a rundown of the money, but I'm a little mystified by first, and I asked the sheriff, if you're so unhappy with how much you're getting, why'd you go out there and stand at the news conference in the dog and pony show with the governor and act like everything is cool? And he's like, well, he's a visitor. He's a guest in our community. I'm the sheriff. I'm being respectful.
Being a gracious host.
Yeah, he's being great, which I get. But he says, essentially, I'm getting $50,000. Is that kind of what he said?
That's what he said. The Caddo Sheriff's Department directly is getting $50,000.
Okay.
The community as a whole, like $388,000 is going to incentive grants for the Louisiana Parole Project and United Way. I guess those two are working together on the parole project. $374,000 and some change go to local programs ensuring inmates that spent the last 2 years of incarceration at a local facility, blah, blah, blah. It's going to help fund their education, technical training, anger management, substance abuse training, all that kind of stuff. Some money's going to the drug court probation program.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Sheriff Steve directly is getting $50,000.
Right.
There's programs in our area that are getting substantially more.
I would like to see numbers from other parishes, because I would like to know, and this is me being a, crazy, something's amuck here. Is this a snub? Is this a direct snub by the governor at the sheriff? Because we all know about the beef.
Well,
and
part of that's hard to track, too, because it goes, like the sheriff was saying, it goes to Caddo citizens, we'll call them, who are elsewhere in the prison system, who are going to be reentering society back here.
So it's spent on Caddo citizens.
But it goes to other people's programs.
But it could go to, say there's a Shreveport guy in the DeSoto Parish jail, and he's getting ready to come out. Well, DeSoto Parish will be getting funding for some sort of, reentry program for him and to help him and he may or may not come back to Caddo Parish. That's kind of what was the sheriff's point. We don't know if these people are coming back to Caddo Parish. We have no way of knowing that. Right now, they're going to be in other parishes, and so those parishes will get the money.
And they're doing a lot for some of these people besides giving them a bus ticket and $20.
Yeah.
That's what they used to do.
And, people are going to be angry with me, but if you're going to do criminal justice reform, you got to do that. You got to have something to help these folks reintegrate back into society.
If you have a guy who's a lifelong burglar and you give him $20 and a bus ticket and send him back someplace, he's probably not going to sign up for a manufacturing position.
No, he's not. You got to give him some training, some access to a new life.
Then when he burglarizes, you can say we tried.
Yeah, I guess you could.
Was that cynical?
Yeah, my issue, and I know the sheriff's issue, was when you had this early release, what was it, back in November, why wasn't all this in place first? Why didn't you put this all in place before you let all these folks out? Because now you have those folks that were let out early reoffending.
Right. The biggest thing, I picked up this from the sheriff yesterday, I've heard it before, a lot of these people who are quote-unquote nonviolent offenders might be in there for something they recently called nonviolent, but who have a life history, and even on the database, the criminal justice database, are labeled violent offenders. Those people are coming back with a lot of voodoo, so we're kind of getting a snow job. I hate to say it.
Well, the thing that drives me nuts about that argument about, well, we let out violent offenders, those guys were getting out anyway. They just got out like a month or two early. It's not like, well, we were going to keep them locked up for 15 years and we let them out. They were coming out anyway.
Yeah, you really can't keep it, except life means life. Louisiana says life, they mean life for the time being.
Well, and the other thing was to call some of them nonviolent offenders. That was semantics because, maybe they pled it down or BS. I got you on that one. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. It is time to check in with our boy Ruben.
Everything's still looking all nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Green Acres Boulevard. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettigan, the Weather Channel.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Shreveport Police will no longer host or promote prayer vigils. The move comes after Chief Alan Crump got a letter from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. The foundation, also involved in the suit of the Bossier school system, says by promoting Christianity, the department is alienating a lot of citizens and a law enforcement agency should avoid anything that appears to create bias towards any one group of people. Officers cleared in a fatal shooting. Matt Parker with that.
A Caddo grand jury says that 2 Shreveport police officers were justified when they shot and killed an auto theft suspect. Officers Cody Walsworth and Gregory Washington both fired shots at and killed Michael Ducati after a car chase back in August. Ducati was armed when police contacted him, and he allegedly attempted to run the officers over shortly before shots were fired. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The sheriff of Caddo Parish is not very happy about how money is being spent from the criminal justice reform savings. Caddo Parish is said to be getting over $900,000, but the sheriff says that number's really not quite accurate.
The truth of the matter is that there was a lot of people let out of jail, and a lot of them were violent, and a lot of them were sex offenders. And to say that they were nonviolent, non-sex offenders, you can change the definition of broccoli all you want to, but that doesn't make it a hamburger.
Now, Caddo DA James Stewart says the money is a good start, but the state still has a long way to go. Parents are outraged about the actions of a Bossier Parish teacher who's accused of video voyeurism. We asked Superintendent Scott Smith about the case.
It's allegedly happened at school, and my understanding is that the charge is video voyeurism at this time, but I know that there's an investigation still going on.
The teacher, Aubrey Norcross, has been placed on leave without pay. Some parents say similar accusations were leveled against Norcross a couple of years ago, but he was never charged. Smith, though, says he's not aware of anything of this nature happening before.
We have no knowledge. This person has been a long-time employee of our school system, and never any incident reported that I'm aware of anything of this nature.
Norcross has been placed on leave without pay pending the investigation. Bossier police trying to find the robber or robbers who held up the Raceway gas station on Old Minden Road twice in 5 days. The first robbery happened on October 8th. There was another one on October 13th. You can see the suspects online at KEELnews.com. 2 people were killed Wednesday night in a car crash on Highway 80. According to Caddo deputies, a Toyota RAV4 was trying to pass a pickup truck when they collided head-on with a Pontiac Vibe. A passenger in each vehicle died in that crash. The Mega Millions jackpot is now over $900 million, and people are lining up to buy tickets. One woman explains how she picks her numbers.
I use my kid's birthday, my grandkid's birthday, mine, my mother's, and my daughter's. And I put them in wherever.
The jackpot, the second largest of any U.S. lottery in history. The next drawing is Friday night. Government cooperation to fight election tampering may be improving. Election officials and federal cybersecurity agents are touting improved collaboration aimed at confronting and deterring efforts to tamper with elections. The Boston Red Sox are on their way to the World Series, beating the Houston Astros 4-1 to win the ALCS in 5 games. TBS's Brian Anderson with the final call.
1 ball, 1 strike. Kimbrel deals in the air, deep left field, hit well. Benintendi on the run. He's got it! And the Boston Red Sox are headed to the World Series.
Boston now waits to see who they will face in the World Series. The LA Dodgers look to win the NLCS tonight with a 3-2 series lead over the Milwaukee Brewers. The state of Nebraska has changed its slogan from Visit Nebraska, Visit Nice, to the new one, Nebraska. Honestly, it's not for everyone. And apparently tourism numbers seem to bear that out. State tourism officials say Nebraska consistently ranks as the least likely place tourists plan to visit. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. 1017 FM, 710 Keel, Robert and Erin in the morning. I've got Dan Keel here.
Hey.
Matt Parker is here too. And real excited about tonight because this Mega Millions thing is getting crazy. Yesterday morning this time when I was talking to you, it was 900 million. Today, as I'm talking to you, it's over 970 million. It's grown by 70 million in less. It was 970 when I went home. So probably they'll have an updated figure later on today where it's going to top the $1 billion mark.
But you know that billboard thing only has 3 digits.
Oh, that's right. It'll get to 999, then they'll have to leave it alone. Or will
know
they be able
happen.
to put like a 1.1 or
I guess
something?
they could send guys out with 1 stickers.
Something. I don't know, but it's people are going crazy, and we had a story from the Louisiana Network about if you're getting in an office pool for the Mega Millions, some lawyer said, and Dan, since you're a lawyer, you can help, said be sure you get copies of the tickets, and what else did he say? Get a written consent as to who all is splitting this. If this ticket wins, here are the people who are splitting it.
And here's the mechanism, and avoid all the ambiguity
Right.
and all that.
But one person has to turn it in, right? I don't know. I know in Louisiana you cannot be anonymous. Can the check be written to a group? How would they do that?
I would think that one person for the group would be like the trustee.
Then that's the person who pays all the taxes, right?
No.
They'll
could
figure
show
it out?
But I don't do tax stuff. But
Yeah.
I think you can create like a trust and have your lawyer be the front guy.
Before you ever turn it
so
in.
people don't have to know that you recently became wealthy.
See, that's what
That's
I
a
would
major
do.
problem. You get some new
Yeah.
friends in a hurry.
Right. The first thing I'm going to do when I win is I'm going to need you to draw up some documents to have a legal name change. Because I want my new name. I have 2 choices. I want my name to either be I'm a Millionaire, or my new name is going to be You're a Loser. Can I do that? That's pretty cheap, huh?
We can do that for a few $100 now. And just sue the DA for that.
Yeah, we can do that and change my name.
You do it now if you want to, but you spent an awful long time trying to get this EMAC thing going.
Yeah, I did. You're right. But, if I hit 970 million, I'm going to need a new name, new identity, whole thing.
I would go in the witness protection program if I were you.
Absolutely.
Just disappear.
Yeah.
First things first, before you do anything, I want my check so I can get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
He gets his check and your John Henry or whatever you are.
Yeah, but
now.
for me to sign his check, I really want my name to be You're a Loser.
He wants you to
So I can sign a check to Matt Parker.
He wants you to sign
You're
your
a Loser.
resignation letter, though.
Oh, yeah,
That's what
he
he's
does.
got printed up.
Yeah, that's true. 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Scott Smith, our convo with him is coming up next. Right now, here is Ruby.
Starting things off looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
10 KEEL. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert will be back on Monday. Dan KEEL is here.
Good morning.
Got Matt Parker here, too. And yesterday morning in the 8 o'clock hour, we had a conversation with Scott Smith after getting an email from a teacher who was real concerned about the bonus money they were promised for perfect attendance. And the school board was to meet last night, and it looked like they were going to delay any action on making changes to that $200 monthly check. So Scott is going to be referring to a meeting coming up tonight, but that was yesterday. So I'm just giving you a heads up. He expected them to table. I believe that is exactly what they did. But we first asked him about the situation with the Benton elementary teacher who's been charged with video voyeurism. The superintendent's been really busy on that front, too.
What we're doing, we've been meeting with the teachers in small groups and discussing with them, how we need to handle this situation. We do have a disaster management group that we called upon last night to come and assist with a situation like this, because obviously we're not used to this type of thing in Bossier Parish. It just doesn't happen here, but it's definitely a real situation, and we've been very, very proactive. The school system took measures to put the employee on immediate leave pending a full-scale investigation. It's obviously still being investigated by the Bossier Parish Sheriff's Department as well. We will be giving full support to the faculty, staff, and any parents who come to the school today to help ensure all questions are answered, and that we divert each particular situation to the right personnel, and we will have them available at the school all day, possibly for the next few days, and available to the entire school system as well.
Was it something that happened at school or allegedly happened at school, Scott?
It's allegedly happened at school, and my understanding is that the charge is video voyeurism at this time, but I know that there's an investigation still going on.
No background of this teacher that any kind of action like this ever before. I know y'all do tough backgrounds, right?
We have no knowledge. I know that there's probably still a background check and so forth going on, but we have no knowledge. This person has been a long-time employee of our school system, and never any incident reported that I'm aware of anything of this nature.
Scott, I'm going to change gears a minute because I got we're talking to Scott Smith, superintendent of schools in Bossier. I got an email message, and it kind of bothered me a little bit. It says that and it's from a teacher, and she says she speaks for a lot of teachers, that they were promised a $200 monthly stipend, a pending 100% attendance per month this year. They started on September 1st with it and were promised the check on October 31st. They're now claiming that the school board is meeting today to reduce the funding to twice a year or at the end of each 9 weeks, 4 times a year. And it says, we are highly upset. Explain what's going on. Is there a change? Will the dollars be decreased?
Well, let me give you a little background on it. Actually, it was a plan that was presented by myself back during the summer as a way to increase attendance for those at the school level only, who required a sub. This includes teachers, paraprofessionals, custodial staff, cafeteria staff, and so forth. Those who, when they're absent, then we can hire a sub in their place. The objective was to help make sure that we have a regular certified teacher in the classroom with these children on a daily basis as much as possible. Actually, the program was we looked at the month of September, over the month of September last year, 2017-18, and there was a 35% reduction in absenteeism for our teachers this September versus last September.
Wow. Okay.
I I was thinking, I mean, it even exceeded my expectations.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
thinking maybe if we get 15%, then the 15% is great. We actually had the students in our parish had more than 500 days of their regular teachers in the classroom.
So are you gonna pay the teachers? That's their question.
Well, that's and it's $200 for professional personnel for perfect attendance for each month, and $100 for the support personnel. We did report at the last meeting that it looked like the projected figures were going to be much more than what was originally expected, and so the board asked us to look at possible other measures. They definitely did not want to do anything at the last board meeting, which I can understand. I think from the information that I've received that this is going to be tabled tonight and not discussed until a full board. I don't think we're going to have but maybe 7 or 8 board members there tonight. We'll have a quorum, but I think they want more of the board members in on the discussion to discuss it. But it does cost money, but it has been wildly successful, much more successful than was originally thought.
Would it be your proposal to find the money to honor this promise?
Well, we have, we want to do everything we can. Obviously we had to be judicious with our funds, and we were. It exceeded our expectations in 2 ways. One, in how successful it was, and the other, in how expensive it was. But I'm hoping, and I know the board is too, that we can find the funds to do something to help ensure that we can continue a program like this. It's definitely been something that's really worked. But in the end, the board will make the decision. I sold it to the board. It was my idea, and I brought it to the board. The board supported it, but we also wanted to make sure that we kept a check on the funds.
Let me read you this.
Go ahead.
Let me read you this last line from this teacher, just so you're aware. Teachers are talking about putting in absences on the school digital absence program on Friday if this vote to reduce the attendance stipend passes. Your message to teachers who are thinking about calling in sick tomorrow?
Well, number one, I don't think that's going to be the most fruitful thing to do, because the school system administration, along with the Bossier Parish School Board, is highly supportive of our teachers. We want to do everything we can to help increase their pay, to give them stipends, to give them incentives as much as possible. I think we can get this worked out without that having to occur. I think that the discussion tonight, in my opinion, is probably going to be to table the measure, and not even discuss it. That's what it looks like to me. Of course, the board is in charge of that aspect of it, but I don't think that's going to be a fruitful thing, because we're already in their corner. We're looking for every way that we can to give our teachers and support employees the incentives that they need, and we're going to continue to do that.
1017 FM 710 Keel. Here is Ruben.
Starting things off looking nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school. But look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on North Market near North Hearn Avenue. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettigan, the Weather Channel.
Sports Desk of 1130 The Tiger. This is Tim Fletcher. Evangel swarm Bird at Lee Hedges Stadium Thursday night, 42-7 to remain unbeaten in District 1-5A play. The Eagles were up 35-zip at halftime and scored touchdowns on their first 6 possessions to leave little doubt on who rules the roost in 1-5A. Benton held on for their 3rd straight nail-biting win, handling Huntington 14-12 at Independence Stadium. The NFL work week got started. Denver had 2 pick sixes in the first quarter off Cardinal rookie quarterback Josh Rosen to set up a dominant 45-10 win in Arizona. In addition, Emmanuel Sanders threw and caught a touchdown pass to move the Broncos to 3-4 overall and drop the Cardinals to 1-6. Boston swept through the Astros in Houston after splitting a pair at Fenway Park, winning 3 straight games in Minute Maid Park, capped by a 4-1 win last night to win the American League Championship. David Price threw 6 shutout innings and got the win, and Raffy Devers cracked a 3-run homer to oust the defending World Series champs. From the Sports Desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert will be back on Monday. Right now, here is Rush.
Amazon's a big leftist organization, but they come into some criticism now and then. So they wanted to buy some good vibes with all of their leftist hack buddies by raising their minimum wage to $15 an hour. But it didn't work. They're in hot water over a video they sent out. You see, they just bought Whole Foods. And Amazon sent Whole Foods an anti-union video. According to Gizmodo, this video provides talking points for Whole Foods managers. The managers are supposed to explain that Whole Foods' business model was built around innovation, speed, great customer service, things that just don't get associated with unions. Ignoring the business model, says Amazon, jeopardizes job security. Well, this sent a couple of U.S. senators into orbit on the warpath. Crazy Bernie and Elizabeth Pocahontas dashed off a letter to Jeff Bezos warning that the video could violate labor law. You see, you cannot tell workers that unions can cost jobs. In other words, management's not allowed to tell the people that work at Whole Foods the truth. Now, if there's one thing this dynamic duo of Crazy Bernie and Elizabeth Pocahontas Warren are good at, it's how to avoid telling the truth at all cost. And all Bezos wanted to do was buy some peace. And now he's got a couple of enemies from his side of the aisle. When are these people going to learn and join us? Say, folks, if you own land, you're going to want to listen to this. My good friends at Mahindra may have the best Mahindra tractor deal I've ever seen. For a limited time, get a Mahindra E-Max 20S HST for as low as $95 a month. This is a versatile 20-horsepower Mahindra E-Max for less than $100 a month. Now, this offer even includes Mahindra's 7-year limited powertrain warranty and access to Mahindra's nationwide dealer parts and service network. So get the E-Max for the minimum. This big-time offer will not last. Save big on the world's #1 selling tractor, Mahindra.
6.49% APR financing now through December 31st, 2018. See your dealer or MahindraUSA.com for more information. Take advantage of rock-bottom prices and test drive a Mahindra today at Kelly Tractor and Equipment in Longview or visit kellytractor.net. That's kellytractor.net.
Everything's still looking all nice and clear for your early morning drive to work or school. But look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Green Acres Boulevard. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROW.
We'll see some sunshine today. The high temp may be close to 70 degrees. Looking pretty good. Right now it is 55.
Breaking news and trending talk. KEEL, 710 AM and K269GO, 1017 FM, Shreveport.
And a good Friday morning to you. Erin McCarty here. Dan KEEL is with me. Robert will be back on Monday. Lots to talk about today. We're going to have several city council candidates in studio. They'll be joining us today. We'll get their opinion, why they're running, all that good stuff. We also need to revisit water and the brain-eating amoebas. And, you know,
or amoebia.
Or amoebias, yeah, as Martin Grau will say. You got to run from them brain-eating amoebias. Martin's a pretty funny guy. We got to get an update on that. Also got to get an update on Benton. Teachers a little upset. We'll bring you an update on that as well this morning. Plus, the sheriff's a little upset today, too, and that he's not getting enough money from the state to help rehabilitate prisoners. That is all coming up. Tim Fletcher's got to look at sports, and we'll have traffic and weather together on the way right here on 1017 FM and 710 KEEL.
I'm John Nicholson, and I'm running for City Council in District C. Shreveport is really struggling today. We're losing more people and businesses every year. How can we turn things around to make Shreveport a great city for the next generation? We have to expect more of our leaders, especially when it comes to good government grounded in honesty and common sense. The City Council controls an operating budget of almost $500 million. This is your money. A councilman's most important job is deciding how these tremendous resources are spent. We must prioritize getting basic services right and cut frivolous spending. The city has got to treat citizens as customers, not as a captive audience that will tolerate water misbilling, dirty streets, and half-finished repair projects. And we can never tolerate people who use taxpayer dollars to enrich themselves and their friends. I'm John Nicholson, and I ask for your vote on November 6th. Thank you.
Paid for by the committee to elect John Nicholson.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
SPD will no longer host prayer vigils. Matt Parker has that.
The Shreveport Police Department has announced they will no longer host or promote prayer vigils. The move comes after Chief Alan Crump received a letter from the Freedom from Religion Foundation. The foundation, also involved in the suit of the Bossier school system, says that by promoting Christianity, the department is alienating a lot of citizens, and a law enforcement agency should avoid anything that appears to create bias towards any one group of people. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
A Caddo grand jury says 2 Shreveport police officers were justified when they shot and killed an auto theft suspect. Officers Cody Walsworth and Gregory Washington both fired shot at and killed Michael Ducote after a car chase back in August. Ducote was armed when police contacted him, and he allegedly attempted to run the officers over shortly before the shots were fired. Caddo Sheriff Steve Prater disappointed his agency won't be getting more of the money from the savings from criminal justice reform efforts.
Supposed to have gotten 912, but in fact, we didn't even get that. We didn't get the 912. We got 537,000, and of that 537,000, 388,000 went to United Way.
Prater says he is getting $50,000 for computers for a training program for inmates who are about to be released. Parents are outraged about the actions of a Bossier Parish teacher who's accused of video voyeurism. We asked Superintendent Scott Smith about the case.
It's allegedly happened at school, and my understanding is that the charge is video voyeurism at this time, but I know that there's an investigation still going on.
The teacher, Aubrey Norcross, has been placed on leave without pay. Some parents say similar accusations were leveled against Norcross a couple of years ago, but he was never charged. Smith, though, says he's not aware of anything of this nature happening before. Bossier police trying to find the robber or robbers who held up the Raceway gas station on Old Minden Road twice in 5 days. The first robbery happened on October 8th. There was another one on October 13th. You can see the suspects online at KeelNews.com. 2 people were killed Wednesday night in a car crash on Highway 80. According to Caddo deputies, a Toyota RAV4 was trying to pass a pickup truck when they collided head-on with a Pontiac Vibe. A passenger in each vehicle died in that crash. The Mega Millions jackpot for tonight, it's almost $1 billion, and lots of folks are getting in on office pools to try to win. Lottery lawyer Jason Kirkland says before you put in for the office pool, though, you need to cover yourself legally by getting written consent and documenting everything to prevent a potential nightmare if you do end up winning.
People need to make photocopies of the tickets, send it around to everyone in the pool, and that really protects the person buying it and the rest of the pools.
Tonight's drawing is at 10 p.m. Election officials and federal cybersecurity agents are touting improved collaboration aimed at confronting and deterring efforts to tamper with elections ahead of the November midterms. 5th-ranked LSU hosts number 22 Mississippi State tomorrow night, but could the Tigers be ripe for a letdown after the big win over Georgia? Tigers running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire says they will have a lot to prove.
Even being ranked 5, we still understand that we're going to be called the underdog, and people are going to talk about LSU because we are always the people to talk about. I mean, why not talk about LSU? So being able to go out there and have a chip on our shoulder and keep this train moving is something very special.
Kickoff is at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. You can hear the game on AM 1130 The Tiger. A guy in Virginia has a bizarre habit. He broke into a shoe store and swiped a pile of shoes. Problem is, he took the display shoes, so he only got shoes for the right foot. And no, this is not a one-legged man. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. .101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Here is Ruben.
Just received reports of a minor accident on East Berkkun's Industrial Loop near Walker Road. And we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettigan, the Weather Channel.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert and Erin in the morning. Robert's out. Dan Keel is here.
Good morning.
And will you do the introduction, please?
With us next is John Nicholson, who is a candidate for City Council District C.
John, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Folks who don't know John Nicholson, tell us who you are, what you do, all that good stuff.
So I was born and raised in Shreveport. My wife, Emily, and I have 4 kids from 14 to 5 years old. The youngest is in preschool at St. Paul's. The oldest is at Caddo Magnet High, and 2 are at South Highlands Elementary. For the past 14 years, I have been a lawyer. Emily and I came back about 10 years ago to Shreveport after practicing in Texas for a few years, and we have been raising our family with the help of our 4 grandparents here since then.
We hear a lot of people your age leaving our city. You decided to come back. Why?
Yeah, look, that's exactly right. We came back because we love Shreveport, and this is our home. It's an easier thing in some ways for folks of my generation to go to Texas and stay there because of economic opportunity, but we were committed to Shreveport, and that's why we're here.
How do you get others to do just that, and how will you do that as a city council member if elected?
You know, I think we have got to capitalize on the resources we have and solve some of the problems that have dragged us down over the past several years. It's no secret that we have lost 5% of our population over the past number of years. That's been widely reported. And if you if you live and work and move in Shreveport, you can feel that there's been some decline. So I think we have got to really focus on public safety. That's a top priority for my campaign and will be if I have the privilege of serving on the city council. And we've got to make sure that there are economic opportunities for people of my generation and of all generations here.
Can you give me an example of legislation you would push or draft that would do anything positive with regard to public safety first?
So I think the first thing that I would do as a city councilman in terms of public safety would be to focus on our police chief. The city charter gives city councilmen the authority to initiate investigations of any department, any individual in city government to determine whether they're doing their job and doing it right. It's no secret that we have really had significant public safety problems over the past several years. And I think if the city council would exercise its investigatory authority under the city charter to get to the bottom of that, we would all benefit.
What about our resources? You mentioned we need to capitalize on our resources. What would you put on that list as our resources?
So Shreveport, for all the challenges that it has had in recent years, is really a fantastic place to live and raise a family. I worked for a number of years in Dallas for a law firm that had 700 or 800 members, and I served as a law clerk to a federal judge in Houston. And the inability to get from one end of those cities to the other in less than 45 minutes is just one example of many as to how Shreveport is just an easier place to be. We have great schools in this community for people who are focused on the process and able to get their children into those schools. And this is a community that has families and people that have been here for generations and that are committed to this place. So those are all resources.
What about those who can't get their kids into those schools, who are going to schools that are failing? I know this is a city council, not some. Should our school board and our city council work closer together to solve some of those problems? Because we have two school systems. There's no doubt about it. When you talk schools, Bossier's beating us because they have way better scores, and we have some failing schools. Can those two groups work better together?
Yeah, they absolutely need to. You're right that the city council doesn't have any direct control over our school system, but the city council and the school board do need to work together to ensure that we have a system that works for everybody. I recognize that we have some really excellent schools and some that are failing, as you say. We have got to be committed to serving all the children in this community from the top to the bottom.
Your priority with regard to jobs, how can one city council member make a difference, bring in jobs?
Any action on the city council, of course, requires the vote of 4. We get 7 members, and you have to be able to work with your colleagues to build consensus. But if I have the privilege of serving on the council, I'm going to focus, as I said, on public safety. I'm going to focus on ensuring that our city is clean and safe. And I'm going to encourage the mayor to put in place an aggressive and well-provisioned economic development team to make sure that we are reaching out into the region and to the country to pitch Shreveport to prospective employers and investors. You know, the global economy is getting more competitive every day, and if we are not selling ourselves to the people that have money and resources to bring to Shreveport, they're not going to show up at our door.
We have some investors say they want to spend $1 billion on a Cross Bayou project. Should some public money be used to help them?
I'm familiar, of course, with the Cross Bayou project that was proposed most recently, and I did not think that was a good idea. I think the city council's job is to provide an environment in which private dollars can be invested with confidence. I do not think that the city council should be involved in putting its thumb on the scale of development to make things happen that would not otherwise make sense.
What sets you apart? We're talking to John Nicholson, City Council District C candidate. What sets you apart from the other candidates?
Look, I'll say this. It's an awkward thing to talk about your own background in front of a crowd at a rubber chicken dinner or on radio in front of tens of thousands of people. But since I came home in the past 10 years, I really have worked hard, in addition to raising my family and practicing law, on serving the community in the ways that were available to me. I've served as the president of the Shreveport Bar Foundation, which runs a pro bono project that provides free lawyers to poor people, including victims of domestic violence, who otherwise wouldn't have access to lawyers. I've been on the board of directors of Christian Service, and I'm presently its treasurer. That's an organization that for the past 40 years has provided a hot meal or 2 hot meals 364 days a year to some of the neediest folks in our community. And on a broader scale, for many years, I have served as a member of the board of directors of Louisiana Right to Life. So the city council's most important job is to manage the city's resources, including its $500 million operating budget. And I have experience as a member of a nonprofit board doing just that.
John Nicholson, thanks for coming in.
Hey, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. It is time to check in with Ruben.
Just received reports of a minor accident on East Burke-Coons Industrial Loop near Walker Road, and we have some traffic delays on East Texas Street near Old Minden Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Rain chances ramping back up tonight and will take us through the day on Saturday. Clouds in the forecast today with a shower, 72. Showers likely tonight, low 59. Rain likely in the morning tomorrow, then partly cloudy for the afternoon, 68. Sunshine on Sunday. Sunday's high, 63. Richard Wettig at the Weather Channel.
One 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Robert and Erin in the morning. Dan Keel is in with me today.
Good morning.
And do the honors for us again, please, sir.
This is Laura Lyons McLemore, and she's a candidate for District B.
Well, good morning. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I know if you're listening to us and maybe you don't live in Shreveport or you're not interested in the city council races, I appreciate you bearing with us because this is important to a lot of folks, and we're trying to give these folks as much time as we possibly can, and we'll get to as many questions as we can too. Okay to call you Laura, I guess. Sure. Tell us about yourself. What do you do, and where you're from, etc.
Well, I grew up here in Shreveport. I lived over by Centenary College, went to Cresswell Elementary School, and graduated from Byrd High School. went away to college in Texas and got married, reared my children, and about 15 years ago I moved back home. And now I work for LSU Shreveport. I'm head of archives and special collections in the Northwest Louisiana Archives at LSUS. And I teach American history course at LSUS.
Okay. Why at this stage in your life have you decided to step into the political arena and run for city council?
Well, I love my hometown, and I have all good memories of my hometown, and I'm maybe more familiar than many with its overall history, and I have lived in places that have struggled with some of the same issues that Shreveport is struggling with now, and so I felt like I had some insight